Hey guys, it's JaaackJack and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another plan with me. We are going to be planning out the month of March in my bullet journal. So I sketched everything out and we are going to draw and color it in today. And I'm so excited. So for the last week of February, I did this like cool heart cutout on the page. So I had to figure out a way to utilize that for March. So I ended up going with kites in those little like shapes that I have, like those half heart shapes. And then I have little people holding their kites and it says March here in the middle. And then I have this tab that opens up and it's the same exact design, but on the top part of the half, I'm going to make my monthly to-do list. And I think that's just going to be really cute and fun. And please ignore this little stain here. I got some oil on it during the move and it just is what it is. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started by tracing everything out. My favorite pen that I always use is the Pilot G2 in the 05 size. And then I kind of messed up here with the clouds. So I was practicing on a little sticky note and I really love the way it looked with the like dark blue as the outline and then colored in with colored pencil, but I already like committed and drew in with black as the outline for my clouds. So you know what, we're just sticking with it. We're just gonna go with the flow. So I'm continuing to trace everything out with my black pen. And I know for March we have St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going to use a lot of green in this spread. Even with the kites, we're going to make it very like St. Patrick's Day appropriate kites, if that makes sense. And we'll color everything with colored pencils. And for this tab up here, I'm just writing March goals. Or I should have put March to-do list. That would have made more sense. And just doing little boxes. And I'll fill that in later and as the month continues if more goals pop up. So now I'm using colored pencils to fill in the March letters. I'm starting with the underneath portion and just coloring all of that in, and then I'll work on that tab and color that in. But I thought this was really cool, and I just grabbed an extra page from the back of my bullet journal to have the same dot grid, and I just lined up the dots, and then I just drew the same exact design on both pages to create this style, and I'm obsessed. And I'm filling everything in. I love the kites that they have like 4 different colors, but they're all, like I mentioned, St. Patrick's Day colors. So I love how this little like theme cover page turned out. I think it's so cute. And now we can move on to the monthly page. So for this monthly page, it's nothing fancy. It's pretty standard monthly page, but I did have to make the boxes a little bit shorter because March awkwardly hits between 6 separate weeks. So they're pretty short boxes because I had to do so many rows. But other than that, I just kept it simple with March at the top, Sunday through Saturday, and then a few kites randomly scattered in some of the dead areas, like dead space, just to incorporate that theme from the previous page. And now I'm just going to trace the boxes, and I actually prefer to not use a ruler. I love the characteristic it adds to these not perfect squares, if that makes sense. I think it's part of the charm of bullet journaling. So I love how this turned out. And then I did mess up right here when I started writing in the days of the week. I forgot to fill it in with my highlighter first because I wanted to avoid smudging because I had so much smudging in my last plan with me. So kind of messed up there. But I'm going to go ahead and fill in March with a colored pencil. And then I'm also going to color in the kites. And I'm doing the same color combination from the previous page. I just think it's so cute and so like March appropriate. And then I'm going to take one of my Mr. Pen highlighters and I'm just making these little highlight marks under each box. I love the depth and dimension it adds. It makes your spread look so like elegant, elevated, but you're really not doing anything fancy. You're doing literally like an L shape on the bottom of every box, and that's it. But it looks so good. So now I'm going to take my mild liners and I'm going to use a variety of different green/blue shades to fill in the header part for Sunday through Saturday, and then finally take my black pen to fill it in. And now what I like to do, like the finishing touch, is I like to add a strip of washi on the side of the paper. I did realize I needed to cut out a little bit right here so I didn't cover the kite It looks kind of cute with the cutout though, not gonna lie. But I wanted to do a strip of washi here, but I kind of messed up because I meant to have it stick out of the page a little bit. So that's why I'm going in with a second piece of washi right on top. But you can see how it kind of sticks out like this. So then when I'm flipping through my bullet journal, I can easily flip to each month. So I've been doing that for each month and I really like it. So that's definitely going to be a trend I continue doing for every monthly page. Now moving on to the weekly pages. So I am doing a different variation of hourly spreads for the month of March. I didn't do this for January and February, but I realized I am lacking structure, and like as much as I love planners, what helps me most is an hourly planner. So for each week in March, I'm doing a different style of an hourly planner and I want to see what works best for me. So for this first one, this one I did use a ruler, which to me is more time consuming and I don't like as much, but I did use like this straight edge to make all of these lines for every hour pretty much. And it did take longer to do it this way, but if it helps me be more productive, then I'll definitely stick with it. So I just have a box for time and then Monday through Sunday, and the time starts from 5 a.m. all the way till 9 p.m. And then my battery died, and so I didn't record myself like filling out the rest of the weeks, but I'm going to show you what I ended up with. That's why the lighting looks so different now because it's the end of the day, but let's do a flip through and let me walk you through everything that I did while my camera died and was recharging. So here is the monthly page and here is the first hourly week. I think it worked out great, but I didn't like that I had to draw in every single line. That just felt really time consuming to me. So then the second week I did something a little different and I scratched having an entire column for the time and I just wrote the time on the box like this, and I think that might be easier. And then for the third week I did something very similar, but I split Saturday and Sunday into half boxes since I don't use my planner totally on the weekends. So with this particular spread, I was able to widen out the columns a little bit more compared to what I did in this spread. So I think I might like that, having kind of a wider column. So we'll test that out and see how that works. And then the final spread I did, I don't think I'm going to like this one very much, but the final spread I did was these shorter boxes and they start at 6 a.m. and they go up to 8 p.m. So it is a shorter like time schedule than what I'd like. I like 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's like perfect for me. But again, we're just testing out, seeing what is going to work best for me. And then another awkward thing I did on this last one is that it had one extra box that I was going to use for notes, but I ended up making it Monday because it's the final day of March. So it's March 31st, but technically I would start Monday in my April spread, if that makes sense. So this is the only spread that goes Monday to Monday. So that's a little awkward, but it's what it is. So that is my plan with me for the month of March. But let me know in the comments, which one of these hourly spreads do you like most? Which one do you think is going to be the most productive to use? I'll definitely keep you guys posted in my next plan with me. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!